Folks, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. If your girl's going to Chris Brown's concert, you got a problem. Chris Brown is out here raw dogging your wife, your mom, your sister, your girlfriend. He's raw dogging everybody for $1,000. Even your paraplegic sister isn't safe. Chris Brown is sitting on these. But it gets even worse. There's a man out there that woke up this morning with the gut-wrenching reality. His wife most likely got dogged by Chris Brown at a concert. A video has gone completely viral of these people's wedding vows. And you wouldn't believe what this man's wife said to him.
Well, well, well. We finally made it to the day. The day when I give up all my dreams on Chris Brown.
Well. Looks like we finally made it to the day where I settle down with your ass. My sexual fantasy with Chris Brown is never gonna actually happen. So then I guess you're gonna have to do for the rest of my life. I guess we're gonna have to just get married. I fantasize about Chris Brown's long beef while he prances around in the bedroom and then he comes and pipes me down. But I guess we're just gonna have to settle with the big booty guy. The guy with the big booty. Because this guy's walking around big booty. I mean, just take a look at him. Childbearing hips. I mean, look at him. His hips don't lie. So her sexual fantasy has always been a ripped and shredded Chris Brown who can moonwalk through backflips, take your girl and perform the Hurricane Juana wrestling move on her. And then we got you. How could you ever compete? And it gets even worse. The wedding vows after this, the wedding vows get even worse. Listen to this.
Last thing, to my man, thank you to my man, and my man, thank you to my man.
Bro, what did you marry? Where's your father? I mean, I can only imagine if he has a father. His father would probably be in the crowd and say to himself, what is the meaning of this? First, we got your wife talking about my sexual fantasy. That long beef having cute guy, Chris Brown, is over. So I guess I'm going to have to settle with you, childbearing hips boy. But then you make it even worse by singing some ghetto gagger music. Because that's what this is. This is ghetto gagger music at our wedding day. I mean, folks, this is just ridiculous. At this point, call off the wedding, walk out. You still have an opportunity. Walk out. But no, let's hear what he has to say.
Keep it short and keep it simple. Keep it sweet. All right. Brooke, I know it's been a long time coming. 7 years in the making, to be exact. I know my view has been skewed about marriage, for the last couple of years, but I'm so happy to be here with you. We're going to break generational curses. We are going to thrive together. We're going to succeed together. Okay?
Hey, you crying, boy? You crying, boy? After being humiliated in front of all his friends, in front of all her family, his family, this guy still gets emotional, starts crying, and starts talking about generational curses. We're going to break generational... Keep those generational curses going! Your good-for-nothing daddy, your granddaddy, your uncles, they all knew something. Those generational curses were happening for a reason, because these women are hoes. Your dad, who was good-for-nothing, slanging his massive wiener around town, drinking 40s, smoking black and milds, driving around town in an Oldsmobile, and always in the free clinic because his beef is filled with battle scars and warts and cold sores and filth and pus coming out of it. That guy was generationally blessed. He was giving you an example on how to live your life. Now you're settled down with this callywag. You did the quote-unquote right thing. You did the right thing. You broke the generational curses, right? And what do you get in return? You get publicly humiliated for the entire world to see. I mean, this is just ridiculous. This is why you gotta be a good-for-nothing dog. I always tell people, if you're a guy that's in shape, if you're a guy that's making money, if you're a guy that smells good, if you're a guy that always keeps a haircut, you're better than 99% of these hoes. You don't gotta put up with this type of nonsense. But when you're a guy that walks around big booty like this guy, you gotta put up with all the shenanigans and you can't say anything about it. You just gotta deal with it. Chris Brown has genital herpes. Look it up. I'm not making this up. This is known out there. Genital herpes. And it's all over him. It's disgusting. And girls would still, girls are still down for whatever. They don't care. It's Chris Brown. It's alleged that Rihanna gave Chris Brown a bunch of herpes all over his lips, all over his mouth. It was all over him, all over his back and head. And then when he found out, he beat the brakes off of her. We all remember. But even still, with Chris Brown's alleged condition of his cluster-filled wiener, your wife will probably let him go raw. I mean, that's just the reality. And this is all because Chris Brown is him. Look at Chris Brown's body. Chris Brown can sing. Chris Brown can dance. Chris Brown is a multi-millionaire. And Chris Brown is cute. You're just the average typical guy walking around big booty. So you gotta be very nice to your girl, take her all around the world on an expensive vacation to visiting all these countries all over Europe and doing goofy shit like this. These are the type of shenanigans your girl got you doing. Because of why? Because you decided to be the big booty guy. The big booty guy who isn't Chris Brown. Chris Brown doesn't have to fly her around anywhere. Chris Brown could call her today and say, hey, come over. I'm going to be at the Marriott. I don't even want you to go to my room. Meet me in the basement. I just want to fart on you. That's it. I want to fart on you. And then after I fart on you, I want you to leave. You want to know what your wife is going to say? She's going to say, okay, no problem. Because you're nobody's sexual fantasy. You're not even your wife's sexual fantasy. I've been live streaming for the past 2 days, and everybody's seen me pull random whores off the street. How is this possible? Some people are in shock for me having the audacity to even approach women. In my mind, I'm better than all these women. Why wouldn't I approach them? Why would I not approach them if every guy out there is fat, disgusting, stinks, has hemorrhoids, and then I pull up, I'm wearing a tight black t-shirt, my arms are flexed, I have a full beard, I have a used Mercedes, and I have over 6 figures in Bitcoin. I'm better than these hoes. For the simple fact that I'm better than most guys. Mostly every guy out there is in competition. And all you have to do is do the exact same thing every single day. If this guy were to be doing 300 push-ups, 300 pull-ups, 500 bodyweight squats every morning right after he woke up, kept a clean diet, things would be different. You see, now he would become her sexual fantasy and get away with things like covering her under the sheets and farting. The Dutch oven. Ever heard of the Dutch oven? That's what I do to these fat women. I perform the Dutch oven. A gassy, disgusting, filthy fart right in their nose and have nowhere to go. And they can't say anything about it because I'm literally better than them. There's nothing better out there. Where are they gonna go? Very few guys put in the work that I put in. Very few guys have a strict routine that they follow religiously every single day. So they'll never get to experience things like farting on women and having them have to accept it because they have no other choice. And so that's how I confidently just approach random women on the streets. Yesterday, everybody saw I approached this scallywag. She's from Miami. And in a span in under a minute, I got her number and we started kissing. Yes, it was disgusting. Yes, I probably 50 guys right after kissing her. But it just goes to show how easy it is and how much confidence you get when you finally decide to not be a big booty guy. You're walking around big booty. Some of these guys I walk around, I want to grab their ass. You're too thick for comfort around guys. Imagine how the women see you. This is all very easy. The blueprint is out there. If women like Chris Brown, then try to look like Chris Brown. Yeah, maybe there's not much you can do about your face if you're ugly, but what about your body? The same way you get turned on when you look at a girl with a fat, the exact same way a girl sees a guy with broad shoulders, a thick back, nice muscular arms, a thick neck. They feel the exact same way. So why aren't you obsessed with being as fit as possible? How is it that 75% of men in America are fat, ugly, and poor, and you can automatically be better than 75% of the population of men just by getting 2 to 3 jobs if you're broke, just by doing 300 push-ups, 300 pull-ups, 500 bodyweight squats every single day? Go run a mile, fat ass! Take your fat ass and run a mile! Stop eating pizza, big booty! And automatically you become better than 75% of men, and so by default you become better than 90% of women. And then maybe, just maybe, when you go ahead and get married, you don't have to be publicly humiliated by your wife after she tells everybody, yeah, well, I guess the whole Chris Brown fantasy of him piping me down is never gonna happen. I guess I'll have to settle with you, fat boy. Go to my Patreon and buy my book, Fat, Ugly, and Poor, and change your miserable existence. Your life sucks.